Hey everybody, what's up? What's good? What is happening? Welcome to the Sports Bar at WTF Nation. While we are live and we are within the first 16 seconds, which you typically should not really play any videos because you're still waiting for people to get in. I'm going to do something. I got excited that Coach was back after his hiatus. So what we're going to do instead of running our intro and getting into it after our intro is we're going to play some WNBA. So let's get this WNBA intro out the way while people are tuning in. Take a listen.
Angel Reese, part 3!
Let's get it! How about a pry up?
Bang!
It's a breakaway freight train! Chugga 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 choo choo!
Bang!
Don't let them disrespect you! 5! Hand down!
Man down! Bang!
You said 1 on 3, that's me.
Bang!
How many 2-footers are we gonna miss? How about another one?
Bang!
I'm not done, she says! Give me another!
Bang!
Oh my gosh, a heat check!
Bang!
And she had 8 turnovers, all in the same game. Elbow to the face. Bang! Hand off to the other team. Bang! Cupid shuffle on the dance floor. That's traveling.
Bang!
Can someone tell her that's not what being a traveling influencer is? Going hopscotch.
Bang!
Does she have so many Delta Sky Miles?
Cause she's always traveling! Bang!
Slippery. It had butter on it. Butter?
Butter pecan! Bang!
With that being said, I still have not fixed our intro, and that's on me. So we're back. The WNBA has been in effect. Coach came back just in time to get his daily dose of Angel Reese. Coach, let the people know something.
Hey King, I am going to say my normal catchphrase, but I got a question for you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you know that Angel Reese is now going to be a spokesperson for Waymo?
No,
You know why?
Why is
Because
that?
she's always traveling. What do you hear? What do you say?
Let's go, baby. It's been a couple of episodes. Coach was away at a coaching clinic having to take care of business, but y'all see the fence. You hear the voice. What do you hear? What do you say? Hey, man, let's just jump right into it. Let's get right into it. The Eastern Conference Finals, your New York Knicks. Looks like they had the easiest route to get there. How do you feel about what's going on with the Knicks so far? Do you believe that they are going to finish out and close out this series? And do you think that they have what it takes to bring home the title all the way?
I have something that I need to say, and I've said this before regarding certain players. I've said this that they will never win a championship. I said that about Tracy McGrady, said that about Carmelo Anthony. I've said that about Russell Westbrook. And I have said this over and over again about the beard, James Harden. He is never going to win a championship. He is never going to make an NBA Finals again. And part of the reason, no, actually, it is the main reason, is because this man, not whatsoever. Man, oh freaking man, is this guy unclutch in the playoffs. You are never going to win a championship with James Harden on your team. That being said, last night when I fell asleep, the Cleveland Cavaliers were up by 12. And then they extended that lead to 22. And much to my glee when I woke up, the Knicks had won in overtime after they were outscored, after they outscored Cleveland 44-11 over the last 13 minutes of the game before overtime. That is absolutely pathetic. And Mike Brown's exact words were, "We just attacked James Harden."
Yep.
Yo,
Look at
if
this. Look,
all they're going to say is
here.
they just attacked you, that's terrible. Yo, am I feeling good? I'm going to say this as a Knicks fan.
Okay.
This team has no reason to not make the NBA Finals. Cleveland is who we thought they were. And if they make the finals, you let them off the hook. Down in their ass. I am going to say this as far as a Knicks fan, because I know how much we fans of Knicks can get way too confident and believe way too much of our team, because it's been damn over 25 years, 27 if I'm correct, since they last made a legitimate championship run.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to make the NBA Finals, and I am going to rejoice in it. But man, oh man, oh man. After we talk about this, I need to talk about what they're lacing ahead, because I mentioned this to you the other night. I have not seen what I saw on the basketball court since Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And I may even go all the way back saying that the NBA may have not seen something like this since Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
Kareem. I'm going to go back that far.
I believe we might be on the same page, because let's just move over from the Eastern Conference Finals to the Western Conference Finals. Game 2 is tonight. And I watched all of Game 1. And Wemby has done something that an NBA Hall of Famer legend accomplished. And he's the youngest to do it. And Coach, it sounds like you know what that is. So why don't you tell the people what we're witnessing with Victor the Alien Wembanyama?
First off, 7'5", presence down low, defensive player of the year with a chip on his shoulder, going against the two-time NBA MVP in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I will say, SGA had a very deserving case for MVP. And in my eyes, I always said that the most valuable player from when he was on the court was Victor Wembanyama. And Game 1, he had 46 and 23 with I don't know how many blocks and I don't know how many assists, but I wasn't paying attention to that because I noticed something during Game 1, and you're going to notice it in Game 2. In fact, if you don't watch us for the last in 22 minutes and don't watch us for the rest of the night, I'm not going to hold that against you. The only person I might have seen a glimpse of, and it wasn't as dominant, was Hakeem Olajuwon during the 93-94 season and 94-95 seasons. Even David Robinson at his best wasn't this way. I have not seen somebody whom every second of the game when he is on the court, you have to take him into consideration. Defensively, even if he's out on the three-point line, you got to take him into consideration. When he's in the middle, I saw him I've never seen somebody block a rebound putback attempt. He did. He didn't just go for the board. He knew he wasn't going to get the board, and he stuck his hand up on the putback and blocked the damn shot. I have not seen somebody that tall shoot from that far away from the basket and have almost every play, and he's making his teammates better. He is making Harper better. Look, brother, from all white guys out here, you're the only white guy who may actually have an N-word pass in the NBA. All right. But on behalf of all white guys everywhere,
Look at the finish here.
Of course, that. I'm glad you
please gain about another 30 pounds because Wemby, that's the only people that are going to get him anywhere is if you physically mess him up. And look, you ain't big enough to physically mess this guy up. I am telling you, man, it is scary as hell that he is now the youngest player to have like a 20-20 game, a 40-point game. I mean, even LeBron never did this in this age.
Oh,
Timmy, and you know, and this is the other part about San Antonio. Even the lineage of phenomenal big men. I didn't even mention Tim Duncan, and he has already surpassed Tim Duncan and is on a pace right now to do it sooner than Tim Duncan did. Tim Duncan was by far the most fundamentally sound power forward and quite possibly up for debate. But I would debate it, and I think you would have the case that he was the best power forward in NBA history. I'm not giving him center because he never liked to be called a center. But I think he was by far the best power forward in NBA history. Better than Barkley, better than the mailman. Hell, even if you want to put LeBron at the 4, Kevin McHale, all of these other people, he's better than them. Victor Wembanyama, talent-wise, is something I have not seen. He is almost at the point where he is on the other level. And I mentioned this months ago when this playoff started, or maybe it was the last time that I was on. I said that I thought the Knicks were going to go out from Boston. Thank God they got the Sixers, and they swept the Sixers, all right? But I never thought that anybody would have, whomever came out of the East was going troubles in the finals against San Antonio. And I said that because there is no answer across the NBA against Victor Wembanyama. And that's fucking scary. Okay? That is fucking scary. Look, and I love Jordan, all right? Even in 96, the Sonics put Peyton on Jordan, and it slowed them down enough to where they won 2 games against the Bulls. All right. The Jazz never had an answer for Jordan. They were able to kind of shut down Pippen on his own, and Dennis wasn't able to go against Karl Malone, and they didn't have an answer for Stockton on the point, but nobody had an answer for Jordan. There were answers to try to slow Jordan down, and he rose above it. There is no solution. I don't know what the hell Cat's going to do against Dagon Wembanyama. I don't know what Mitchell Robinson's going to do against Victor Wembanyama. You almost need a guy like OG or freaking Hart with how fast they are able to be to guard them, and they're damn near giving up a foot on Victor Wembanyama. We may be seeing right now the birth of the next generation in the NBA. That's how good Victor Wembanyama is. And I am looking forward to seeing him later on tonight take a 2-0 series lead against Oklahoma and then go back home to San Antonio and learn whatever he can from Timmy and from David Robinson. And by the way, have you noticed that both of them have been there from this entire playoff run? Like David Robinson didn't even show up when Duncan, after he retired, he disappeared off the earth. Tim Duncan, he grew his fucking hair so long, he's looking like me right now. Nobody recognized him. Everybody thought like he got like freaking introduced to ganja, and now all of a sudden he disappeared. No, that motherfucker's back because Victor Wembanyama is something else. All right. I have not been that excited for a ball player in quite a while. LeBron, he had to earn his keep, and look, he had to go through the rough steps. All right. And I'm not saying that Wembanyama hasn't gone through the rough steps yet, but I think Wembanyama's path is a hell of a lot clearer than LeBron's was back when he was coming into his own on the league. And we're about to see the new dawning of the NBA with Victor Wembanyama.
Victor's performance and what he's doing is so out of this world that hardly anybody caught this. If you watch the entire game on X, there was some people who were live. Right before the start of the game, they gave SGA his second straight MVP trophy right before the game. And SGA went out there and went 7 of 23 from the field. So while he had 24 points and 12 assists, it was a highly inefficient game for the second straight MVP guy. Easily his worst shooting night of all of this round of playoffs, right? Wemby was that good that nobody even talked about that. Wemby was so good that nobody caught the fact that Dylan Harper, the rookie for the San Antonio Spurs, put up 24 points himself, along with 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals. A Spurs playoff franchise record. And he's the first rookie since Magic Johnson, who you spoke about earlier, to put up a 20-10 and 5 line with 5+ steals in a playoff game.
Yeah.
That happened, yet there was a blip in that because of Wembanyama's 40 and 20 game. And then we'll end this series with this. The Spurs beat the Thunder 4 out of 5 times in the regular season. And just like you highlighted, they took the home court win on the road. And they're playing on the road again. And they could, I don't think it's going to happen, but it looks like they could sweep this Oklahoma Thunder, who's a solid team from the 1 to the 5, but they don't have a 7'6" guard.
And you know what? This is something that is actually a historic matchup because there has not been 2 60-win teams meeting up in the NBA playoffs. Actually, it might be 2 teams that won 62 or more, but you might call me that. But there hasn't been 2 60-win teams meeting up in the playoffs since the 98 finals of the Bulls against the Jazz. That's how long it's been since 2 of these great teams have gotten together. And look, we all saw at the beginning of this season, Oklahoma City went on a phenomenal run. SGA has had the best scoring output since MJ retired out of the league. He is the only person to have scored 30 or more points and averaged that over 4 seasons since Jordan. And there hasn't been anybody since that has been on that prolific of a scoring streak. And we can say all we want about the way that the game is being played right now, but the way that Wemby is playing the game right now has never been seen. And look, I know we're getting all on this fucking Frenchman right now. I just wish he was American for Team USA in the Olympics. But man, oh man, the 2028 Olympics, I am just saying this right now. The 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, Team USA needs to resurrect the fucking dream team in order to make sure that we win this damn thing, because I will tell you, France would be my heavy favorite to win the competition in 2028 with Victor Wembanyama at center. Until somebody, and I say we, as in America, can find somebody who can body him up and get him out of the paint and somehow rough him around and be that one guy, man, there's going to be problems. There is going to be loads of problems for everybody who is playing basketball.
Before we move on to the next subject, you just said something that whispers in the barbershops are being talked about. We've made talk about SGA back-to-back MVP.
Yeah.
We're talking about Wemby, the Frenchman, is out of this world. The NBA might be changing. No longer is the NBA, it's a black man's sport. I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. The NBA is changing. The international superstars are dominating the league right now. And when you look at the face of the NBA, besides LeBron James, and you could say Steph Curry, and Steph Curry's aging. I mean, his talent's still there, but he's aging. He's considered an OG. When you look at the young players, Luka, Wemby, SGA, the talent around the NBA started to change. So to all the brothers out there, y'all better step it up.
Boozer, old boy from Panchero, from freaking from Orlando, Cade Cunningham. You guys got there's some people that's got to step up. You know what's here? Here's the great part, and I am going to bring this up regarding parity. All right, and in a way, we could have some type of parity if Oklahoma City does find a way to stop Wembanyama and make it to the NBA championship. They have the opportunity to be the first repeat champion since the 2018 Golden State Warriors. 2018 is also the last time an American player won the NBA MVP. Giannis went back-to-back. You had Jokic, Embiid, some other person, and then SGA twice. This is now what the international has become.
After Embiid, it was Jokic again. So Jokic won it 3 times, right? Yeah. Jokic is a 3-time MVP. I forgot about that. He did win back-to-back, and he did win, Giannis won back-to-back, Embiid, Jokic, then SGA. Look, we are having the NBA has become a world game, and I'm glad that it's become a world game. But USA, there's going to be a reckoning in 2028, and I am not ready for that. I don't.
And who will not be? And who will not be ready for that? The fucking president.
This is true.
That's the last person I need to comment on any type of sports is that fucking dickhead.
Let's get over to the other sport that's in their playoff mode right now. The Final Four is set for the NHL. Let me get over here to where I can share the screen. We've got one game kicking off right now. Screen share. Here we go. Stanley Cup playoffs. We've got the Avalanche against the Golden Knights, a 1-versus-1 matchup, and the Canadiens versus the Hurricanes. And out of the Western Conference Finals, the money's on the Avalanche squad, but the Golden Knights are the team that has a lot of buzz going into the Western Conference.
No, and you're right about that because the Knights just won the Stanley Cup a couple years ago. In their first year in existence, they ended up going to the Stanley Cup Finals. They've got some pedigree and they've got some experience on that team. But Colorado was also the President's Trophy winner out of the West. That means they had the best record in the league, and they have been on a course this year to make it to the finals. The great part about the NHL is that from season to season, a team can get hot and a team can add players and look like they're going to go well and then have a great one-year run. And this year it does look like Colorado is going to do that. It will be interesting to see what Vegas does, with their experience on there, but I don't see them upsetting Colorado. I do see that Colorado might take 5 or 6 games, but they'll make it and they'll move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh, and here comes my homer pick. They will be going up against the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, yes, they will.
The Hurricanes have only lost one playoff game so far. Statistically,
yes,
with the way that they've been playing on the ice, you would want to put your money out that way, but don't count out Vegas.
So let me bring something up, and I'm saying this as far as a run that I have seen in my life that has some eerie resemblances. And like I said, history doesn't repeat itself, but I do notice how history did repeat itself with the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes had the same record as well as the same number of points as the 1993-1994 New York Rangers. 1993-94 New York Rangers won 8 of their first 9 playoff games to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then they went up against an upstart team, and I do believe the Canadiens are a pretty upstart team right now. And the Rangers went against the Devils. Now, it was a grinding series, and it took 2 overtimes in Game 7 for them to win, but the Rangers ended up winning because they were the better team. I have heard way too much stuff about Carolina on my local news, in my local radio, and people, oh, God almighty. Look, I used to call this Modell syndrome, all right? And if any of you know what Modell's is, gotta go to Moe's. I kind of miss that place. But Modell's is a sporting goods store where they used to sell all the jerseys for all the local teams in New York. And I called it Modell syndrome because if a team got hot, all of a sudden you started seeing people buying their jerseys, wearing their jerseys out, representing them. They didn't do anything during the regular season, but now they're getting on this magical championship run. And, people are now talking about them and putting their gear on and doing all this other stuff. And Modell's season has opened up in North Carolina. The Hurricanes are the talk of the town, and the Hurricanes are talking about the Stanley Cup, which they have not been to since the 2005-2006 season or the 2004-2005 season. Don't remember which one it was. All I do know is that it was the year after the NHL completely freaking, it was the year after the NHL missed the entire season and canceled the entire season. And the Hurricanes came back and won the cup in that first year. I want to say it was 06.
It was 2006. You are correct.
So it's been 20 years. And look, and I'm talking about Carolina because there are like 4 different sides of Carolina, all right? Just like in New Jersey, how you got a North Jersey, which leans to New York, and you've got a South Jersey, which leans towards Philadelphia. North Carolina's kind of got 4 sections, and I'm in that area where all the Hurricanes fans really are. Charlotte really doesn't give a shit about it, and anything over into the mountains, they're kind of like their own people. And I will say anything on the coast of North Carolina, I'm not going to go as far as east of 95, but halfway in between 95 and the coast, that whole coastal area is kind of like its own freaking area right there where they don't give a shit about any of the teams. So I will say that in this area where we are very Canes heavy, Modell's season is upon us, and that is all everybody cares about. And I'm going to get swept up into this because I can't deny it. I cannot deny it. From what I saw them do against the Rangers, what I saw them do against the Devils, I don't give a fuck what they did against the Islanders. That's the only team I don't give a shit about. But what I've seen them do throughout the Eastern Conference has got me believing that they are going to do well again. Here's a fun fact for you. It's been now 33 years since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. Do you know who that Canadian team was? Yes, it was the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah,
I heard,
and I hate to say this, it's gonna be 34 years, my man. It's gonna be 34 years.
I thought that was a real interesting fact that it's been over 3 decades since a Canadian team has won the NHL Stanley Cup. That would make me go. I thought it was a lie when I heard it.
All right, so here's the thing. NHL still does not have a hard salary cap. Okay, they do have a revenue sharing platform, but the teams are a little bit more apt to be able to spend past that salary cap that they have for the revenue sharing and be able to afford the great players. Back in the day, the Canadian, players and the international players were able to kind of discount a stronger Canadian dollar versus the American dollar, as well as having a little bit of, country pride in what they did. And this is mainly during the 80s and early 90s. But since then, the smart money and all of the free agent money has all been going towards American teams. So the Canadian teams are now playing against the economy of Canada versus the economy of the United States. And I'm not saying that they're not cursed, because there has been Canadian teams in the Stanley Cup. There have finals since then. Talent has been playing professionally in the United States versus playing in their home country of Canada.
Two outfielders look at themselves and don't find the baseball. Here comes James Wood, rounding third and heading home. Inside the park, grand slam for James Wood.
That's pretty dope when your dugout can come out there and be that excited for you as well. So congratulations to James Wood on his Inside the Park grand slam. Let's see if Coach is back here. Let's check the sources out and bring him up. Coach, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, my internet's been acting bad all day today. I had an interview and the same thing was happening where I'd lose internet access at 30 or 40 minutes of being on. So sorry about that.
No, it is all good. Let's
so I just saw that you just played the most exciting play in baseball.
That's what people are calling.
The inside the park home runs are by far the most exciting plays in baseball. And I would possibly say no. Not in all of sports. There are much more exciting plays that I have seen. But the inside the park home run is always one of those ones that always get me excited to see. I love seeing an inside the park home run.
Oh, there was something else that came up too. A NHL fan in Raleigh proposed to his girlfriend during the Hurricanes round 2 sweep with a Hartford Whalers throwback ring box. And luckily, the young woman said yes, because that would have been a complete embarrassment.
Well, all right. So the Carolina Hurricanes used to be the Hartford Whalers. I can understand the reason why they did something like that, but that's kind of look, they've been gone now. They've been in Carolina now. They've been in Carolina longer than I've been in fucking North Carolina. And I've been here for damn near 3 decades, okay? They're not playing in Connecticut anymore, as much as I would love to see them back in Connecticut. But no, they're not. So guess what? That's kind of like it's kind of like, wondering if the Dodgers are going to go back to Brooklyn or the Giants are going to go back to freaking, the Polo Grounds, or hell, or the Ravens going back to take over the Cleveland Browns. That's how long it's been. The Ravens and the Browns that happened right around the same exact time that they moved. All right. None of that stuff's going back. I love the Hartford Whalers logo, but nobody is reminiscing about them playing in a freaking mall in Hartford, Connecticut. Okay. So please do me a favor, Carolina Hurricanes fans, get with reality. They're still the Hurricanes. All right. You don't see Ravens fans, longing for them to be the Browns. You don't see the Houston Astros longing to be the Seattle Pilots. You don't see there's a couple other ones that became like the fucking Brewers and you don't see the Atlanta Braves learning to be Boston again. All right. Stop that shit.
I have one more clip to play that I thought was just fantastic while we queue up the next segment. Y'all take a look.
Out over the play with some movement, and he wants them to put it in play because most of them are weak outs.
And here's Carson Hansen. Connor Fennell is all sorts of.
So he throws the pitcher for Vanderbilt, throws the strike, and he says, "You're effing mine," and he points to him. Let's see if he actually owned this batter or not at the end of it all.
Fired up. Eddie Newsom had the strike. And a pop-up and a ball carrying deep left field. Holcomb all the way at the wall. It's gone. Opposite field home run, Carson Hansen.
Oh, I love it. He slapped his shit the very next play. I love to see stuff like that. Look, that pitcher was fired up. He was enthusiastic, right? And you want to play the psyche game as well, but you got to back it up. And to have the very next pitch get slapped for a home run,
that pains me to see that pitcher get slapped like that. I mean, look, I grew up. I have two pitchers in my family, and look, I will say that, one of the exciting plays I see was when one of my brothers got pissed off and started talking shit to the batter and then ended up just blowing heat right past him. Oh, I mean, that was just the baseball me just freaking, oh God, I'm cringing right now for that fucking dude. I really am cringing right now for that batter. Feel fucking bad for him. Much in the same way how I feel bad for my younger brother, who's a drunk alcoholic and a racist piece of shit, and he was getting lit up like that after he was talking shit to some of the batters. So, yeah. Sorry,
dude. I will never forget this moment. I was at a football game in which the team that was on offense was down 4 points, and they needed like 60 yards to score. And there was like 10 seconds left on the play. The team on offense snaps, bombs it deep, and the cornerback knocked the ball down. And he thought he had the game knocked down, where he started immediately talking cash shit. He was like, "I'm the man. I'm the effing man. Y'all shouldn't have tried me with that bullshit. I'm that dude." But he wasn't saying dude. He was saying a different word I'm not going to say on air. He was like, "I'm that dude. I'm that dude." And what he didn't realize was there was 1 second left. And the team on offense threw it right back to his side the very next play. He got mossed. And the team on offense scored the touchdown. And the guy that caught it immediately said, "What that do that now? What that do that now?" And the whole sideline erupted, man. I absolutely love it. I like moments like that. I like moments where people get fired up because they just made a play and things like that. But save your fired up-itness for when you actually close them out on a strikeout or you finish the game with double zeros left on the timer.
I can understand the reasoning why that was said, that because he's up for the challenge. He's trying to rise up against him. He's trying to psych himself up for it. God damn, did that fucking hurt me seeing that guy just get that way. That hit a little bit too home for me, man.
Yes, sir. We got 2 more topics here to talk about. Then we're going to close out. Let's move over to MLB. Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is on a home run pace that has never been reached.
Well, I don't know. He did reach that in 2021 or 2022. Excuse me.
Earlier in this week, he had back-to-back homers. Right now, his team is surging. Do you think that Aaron Judge is going to break his own home run record this season? And if he does, would this season go down as the greatest pure power season ever?
Okay. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. And this is a different Aaron Judge than what I have seen. Ooh. All right. In the year of 2022, when he did break his record, all right, he was batting a hell of a lot better than he was right now. He's hitting 261. All right. Even though he is on pace for 60 home runs again, and 60 home runs is, well, a plateau that has now been looking as a little bit more feasible since Cal Raleigh did it last year, and he did it 3 years ago. I am not seeing the same plate discipline month. Then October rolls around, and Aaron Boone remembers again that he is Aaron Boone. And regardless of who is on that team and what positions that they will play, they will never be put into a position where they will be successful. They will always be put into a position where Aaron Judge has to carry everybody, and the immense load of carrying everybody causes him to go for 1 for 18 within a playoff series. It causes Ben Rice to remember that he is on a cooker and that nobody likes overcooked rice. And regardless of how much pitching help comes in this season with the returning Rodon and Garrett Cole hopefully coming back, the pitching will not match up great against any of the opponents for this year. And then again, I will be coming back on here in October. In fact, I will actually say that during the World Series this year, I will not be on because I will be taking a vacation in Pennsylvania again during the last week of October. And I sure as fuck hope that the New York Yankees are not in the World Series, because I don't want to be spending my nights watching the World Series and getting pissed off that Aaron Boone fucked up another decision again, and I have no place to vent about how fucking stupid Aaron fucking Boone is as the manager of the New York Yankees. So, do I think Aaron Judge is on a pace to do well? Yes. Aaron Judge is a once-in-a-lifetime player. Do I also feel that the LA Dodgers are going to pull their head out of their ass and Shohei Ohtani is going to turn back into the Shohei Ohtani that we know of? Yes, I do. But I also know that this season was going to be the season that will break Major League Baseball. I mentioned this earlier this season, and I am mentioning this again. It's not going to matter come October because the Dodgers have way too many weapons to not three-peat as champions. And if they don't three-peat as champions, they will be as bad as the 73-9 Golden State Warriors not winning a championship that year. That's how big of a disappointment it will be. And if the Dodgers do end up winning, it will highlight all that is wrong with Major League Baseball, where the top team that wins the World Series 3 years in a row has a higher payroll than the bottom 7 teams combined. And by the way, New York Mets, I'm glad that you're in last place. Go suck my ass.
Hey, there we go. Coach's hot takes on his New York team. At least he's got one team with a chance to win it all.
Yes, I do. And they're staring down the freaking barrel of an alien 7'5" Frenchman.
Let's go. Last story for the night.
Oh, fuck. No. I've been doing all right so far. I haven't gone on a rant yet. Now you get me worked up.
You thought we were going to go WNBA?
Are we? It's in the fucking title of our show.
We're going to end with Rashee Rice. The only WNBA I put was at the very beginning. I got Coach Shell shot.
All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen, and this is another one. TT again. Just another clip out here, just like how I went on the rant. Oh, God. And by the way, just so you all know, other than the coaching clinic that I was at, I was also suspended off of Facebook because apparently telling Joe Buck that he looks and calling saying Joe Buck's a fucking idiot. And I'm never watching Sports Jeopardy on ESPN, and calling Troy Aikman CTE head apparently gets you pushed off. Now, that was also another that gets you suspended. And that's another thing, too. I want to address that real quick. All right?
When did that happen?
Don't you remember the last time I was on?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember that because I
was suspended off of Facebook for saying bad things, about ESPN, Joe Buck, Kendrick Perkins. And then I think I
heard about this. I did not know that, man.
Yes. So here is something that I need to say, all right? To all those that I offended, I would like to apologize for absolutely nothing. Joe Buck, I am still not watching Sports Jeopardy with you watching this one. You can go kiss your ass of your father. And I don't care if any of the talking heads on ESPN want to watch anything about Sports Jeopardy. Every single one of you greedy corporate shills over there in daggone Bristol, Connecticut can line right up and kiss my white hairy ass. You still can't beat me in any type of sports trivia, which is what we will have next Wednesday on U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Live sports trivia next week on the Sports Bar, and it will be 500 times better than Sports Jeopardy, hosted by the CTE heads talking puppet, Mr. Joe Buck. Joe Buck, go fuck yourself.
Could you hear the alarm that was playing in the background?
I heard the alarm.
All right, so y'all heard.
There's a promo for next week's show.
We are having trivia here at WTF Nation Radio, where you can come and win some free shit, good shit. So be sure to tune in so that you can figure out how to join. It's always free. It's free to join our trivia. And when I say we legit give out good prizes, we've given out a signed NFL jersey. We've given out Starbucks gift cards. We've given out Amazon gift cards. I think at one point I've just Venmo'd people. So tune in to the Sports Bar at WTF Nation Radio. Ensure you're also following the Sports Bar USA on WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page. Link is in the description so that you can get all of the up-to-minute updates on how we're running that. Now, last thing that we're going to have, we're just going to give a quick update on the Rashee Rice incident. Rashee Rice.
By the way, I got assistant coach over here right now, and he was happy. He watched the Knicks game last night, and even he said Victor Wembanyama is one of the best players out here. Yeah, assistant coach, come on over here.
Shout out to
ladies and gentlemen, assistant coach is right over here. Come on, just look over the thing.
Oh, where?
Say hi to assistant coach.
Hi.
Yeah, there's assistant coach, ladies and gentlemen. You can see he looks exactly like me.
Yeah, just taller.
There's assistant coach. All right.
Jared McCain's better, though.
Who's better?
Jared McCain.
Jared McCain is not better than Victor Wembanyama.
Agree to disagree.
Holy shit.
Man, what are we teaching the youth these days?
I don't know, man.
Final story here. This is an update on the Rashee Rice incident. Rashee Rice, Kansas City Chiefs. He had a chance to be a superstar. Is going back to jail for violating his probation. He is going to face 30 days in jail for testing positive for THC and is getting booked in Dallas, Texas today or earlier this afternoon at 12:15 and will remain in custody until June 16. This will keep Rice from A, doing rehab, and B, attending the Chiefs OTAs, which occurs May 26th to 28 and June 1st to June 3rd, and their mandatory minicamp June 9 through June 11. The NFL said in a statement to CBS Sports' Jonathan Jones that it is aware of the report and will decline further comment at this time. I don't get why certain people do certain things. You were given a second chance that not too many people get the opportunity to do. If you don't know what he did, let me remind you. So Rashee Rice was involved in an incident back in 2024, I want to say, and let me bring up my stats here. He was involved in a multi-wreck crash that injured at least 4 people. He was clocked or reportedly, allegedly, caught going over like 111 miles per hour during that incident. He pled guilty, got 5 years of probation, which was a lot. I'm not going to front. To go 5 years and be squeaky clean for some people is just difficult. For me, I'm a dude that, I feel bad about not crossing that crossing signs or the what I'm trying to say, the designated crossing points at a crosswalk. I try not to jaywalk because guess who's gotten pulled over for jaywalking one time in downtown DC? This fucking guy. All right. But when you are an NFL level talent, you did something so stupid like going on a high-speed car crash and you only got 5 years of probation, you need to be walking the straight and narrow, making sure that you're not ingesting anything that is testable that could get you put in jail so that you have the opportunity to do something that less than 2% of the people that play the sport get the opportunity to do, and that's play at the highest level and make life-changing money doing it. So to Rashee Rice, nobody feels bad for you, man. You need to make better decisions in life. And as a young man in his young 20s who thinks he's got the world by the balls, you might need to rethink your next 5 years and get you a better 5-year life plan, brother.
I have to agree with you. What exactly you said. I have to agree with this. And for those that are thinking and watching this and saying, well, all he did was test positive for marijuana, I want to remind everybody that even though the stigmata about marijuana and its uses, especially with those that aren't in the military, there really shouldn't be. No, it is still a banned substance. And even though, there has been medicinal things to go ahead and use it recreationally, you are still not able to do it, especially in states where it is banned. Now, look, if somebody in New Jersey, if somebody in Colorado, if somebody in all these other places tests positive for it, they're still going to be suspended by the NFL for breaking the drug policy, much in the same way that any soldier that is stationed in a state where marijuana is legal can be held against the UCMJ for any type of positive test or even possession of that substance because it is still federally banned. I don't want to hear that it was doing it to help him. And look, I get it. I myself use marijuana every, it's actually I haven't done it in like about 3 or 4 months, but I was a daily smoker for several years, and I understand how it helps people cope. It helps people recover. It helps people relax, and it helps with the healing process. On top of that, it also helps with the headaches and a couple other, medicinal types of things. But that being said, he does not have a prescription for it. He tested positive for it, and it is still banned by the collective bargaining agreement in the NFL, as well as banned completely as per his probation in the state of Texas. Now, if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the entire state of Texas. And if you really want to be mad at somebody, then be mad at every single senator, politician, president, and congressman that campaigned on getting the marijuana taken off the class 1 substance or class 2 substance, controlled substance list, and wonder why we are still in 2026 and stuff that should have been done in 2012, 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2024 that people have campaigned on still has not been done and varies from state to state within this union. All right, there's my political point for today.
There you go. Now we will end the show. Looks like we do got a comment section here. God having to be said, live life on the edge. I like it. 5 words right there. Live life on the edge. Coach, let's close out with this. We have an update for the Stanley Cup at the end of the first period. It is still 0-0 in that Western Conference matchup between the Avalanche and the Golden Knights. And the San Antonio Spurs are leading the OKC Thunder by 3, still in the first quarter. There's a lot of basketball left to be played over there. Victor Wembanyama in 5 minutes has 3 points, 1 rebound, and 1 turnover. Going over to OKC.
How many blocks does he have?
No blocks. There's only one recorded block in the game, and that was by Keldon Johnson off of the bench for San Antonio.
Okay. Hey, do you know how many blocks Angel Reese had in her game on Sunday?
No, how many?
She had 0, but do you know how many times she was blocked?
Oh,
5.
Like
5.
6. Yep, at least 5 or 6. You know, man, I'm going to say this about Angel Reese. The storyline needed to be there to drum up interest in the WNBA. But if you take a look at who the actual stars are, right? Asia Wilson, there's no doubt about her skill set and what she can do in the league. Caitlin Clark, when she's not hurt, dominant, right? Angel Reese, I don't think put fear into people. And when you look at how quick she got traded within the first couple of years on her team, that tells you that they didn't really see value in keeping her.
Nobody saw value in keeping her. And the only people that came to her defense are a bunch of simps. That's the sad part about this. Look, the WNBA still is an absolute mess, regardless of who is there. Sophie Cunningham can go ahead and show off her, her round behind to absolutely everybody, and nobody's going to care about it, okay? It's not going to change the perception that a lot of us have about the WNBA. Angel Reese is going to talk about how great she is and put up a triple single. All right, that's how bad it was. She pulled up a triple single, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 8 turnovers. That's a triple single right there in any book. It's going to be a laughingstock when you draft the girlfriend of your best player, like what was her name? Paige Buchers. How the hell was she not? How was she asked about the relationship she has with the girlfriend whom her team drafted with the first round pick? That shit doesn't happen in the NBA or any other daggone thing within the freaking within the daggone what's it called? Within any other professional sports. And somebody talked about this and said this is funniest word I ever heard in my life. I thought I knew everything I knew there was about lesbians on the internet. And then the WNBA did this. All right. I mean, look, we cannot take the WNBA seriously. The fact that the WNBA is even on the damn title of this show is just showing about how ridiculous it was. And I would rather be worrying and reporting about Chinese ping pong and, you know, the way that the ping pong balls are coming out of places that they shouldn't be than reporting about Angel Reese and her me bounds and her butter pecan bang. Okay.
Hey, Coach, guess what?
What?
I got you to talk about the WNBA. You could have let it go. You could have let it go.
No, hold on. I did not talk anything about the WNBA. I did not talk about anything on the court in a positive manner. Every bit of anything that I watch about the WNBA comes from two sources. One is Stat Stuffer. All right. That's one. And number two is daggone TikTok reels from the sports betting people to see if she's going to miss the first shot in her game. And by the way, to K-Mill, who keeps trying to go ahead and simp for the WNBA players, saying, oh, there's these two nerds sitting around trying to find if she's going to hit a basket in a professional game, and they cannot play this. I will tell you this right now, and I will go on record of this. A 50-year-old former Division III basketball player who's got busted knees, busted ankles, and still can have an outside shot would beat Angel Reese one-on-one 11-6. And of those 6 points Angel Reese will score, 4 of them will be on her own me bounds.
I'm just saying, I didn't bring up Paige in this conversation.
No, I saw that video earlier, and I was like, it started off with the guy saying, and I thought I knew everything about lesbians on the internet, and then the WNBA does this. That's by far one of the best lines I can see to a TikTok reel I have ever seen in my life. I thought I knew all about lesbians on the internet, and then the WNBA did this.
All right, y'all. I'm King. That's Coach. We are the Sports Bar, WTF Nation Radio. We're out.
Go Knicks!
It's right after this because he scores right now. Good thing that door was there to stop him.
Slow motion. In slow motion.
Yeah, you should slow it down and really put it in slow motion.
Oh my God.
She rolls. And you just dropped out. Now you have to mouse so you can see her go to.